Hey yo, this is the one and only R. Uka Uka A, the rugged man, live from Niagara Falls, and I'm down with So Fucking Cool watching that shit.
Our man, so fucking cool here with R.A. the Rugged Man. How you doing, brother?
Hey, you want me to hold it? Yeah. I'm good. Everything's good. How you doing?
Good, man. Real good. Great show tonight here in the Falls.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
It was a wild one. Yeah.
It's got to be hard for you on this tour, man. You know, you just had your daughter, so it's a little different.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. My baby's only 2 months old, and I had to go on the road for 21 days. But we made the decision that I'm making a living, so you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Ella Marie, shout out to my little baby. I love her. Her mother sends her the little pictures and videos every day. It's heartbreaking because she's so little. Missing the best part, But I'm back home. We got 4 more shows, and I fly back home.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
I understand when you go back home, you're doing a lot of recording, though, right? You're doing something new.
Well, I've been working on my album on this tour. I had like 3 days off or 4 days off, so I've been headed to the studio all of those, and then I'm gonna go be with my family. Then I'm starting a European tour. I'm doing, I think, 16 dates in Europe. Then after that, I'm gonna go back to New York and work on the album. Yeah. I'm very deep into the album, but there's like problems in my camp, and I got to redo a lot of stuff. Things are going crazy, so it's just working to get it done, but make it great. I don't want to put out nothing if I don't love it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially from the way you came up. You know what I mean? I mean, you went ahead, you got signed by Jive, you did a record, then you put the shit out.
Well, I demanded to get the fuck off the label too. A lot of people think I was like, please put. No. I said, fuck you, Jive. I'm not putting the record out. And we had fights, and I started riots at. When I was young, I was wild,
Right.
So I'm a little bit more calmed down days, So.
But it was back to back though. You got signed to another label, and then they fucking go ahead and that didn't come out.
Well, I wasn't so back to back. It was about 3 years of litigations and lawyers and all kind of crazy stuff, and then I cleaned that up a little bit, and then I tried it again and got in some more trouble. And the 90s were trouble for me. The 2000s were good. I didn't get in much trouble in the 2000s.
Right.
2010s are good too.
Well, see, I mean, like, you got to have the whole aspect of what has gone on in the music industry, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're out there, you're fucking trying to push CDs, you're sitting there handing out mixtapes and shit like that. Now, this day and age, you go ahead and fucking tweet or Facebook or whatever the fuck there is. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You do a new record, you want the world to hear it, you press one button, and they're listening to it in Spain and Denmark, and back in the day, how would you get that song over to Russia? How would you get that song over to Ireland? Now you press one button, and if a kid in Ireland wants to hear it, they'll listen to it. If a kid in Spain, if a kid in Yugoslavia, Ukraine, Japan, they got access to your music all over the planet now. So that's one of the plus things about internet and all of that stuff.
Right.
Because I know the older you get, you go, it's this new day and age, but nah, it's a lot of plus with the internet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely gives you a whole market out there for people who.
But it's going to get worse. Because, in 10 years, think about it, the internet's going to be, your privacy is going to be this times fucking 100 on steroids. So, you're not going to be able to fucking do anything. Well, it's almost to that point, obviously. But it's going to be the book 1984, but on fucking steroids times 5,000.
For you, it's even more. I mean, how many fucking fans you got out here in the crowd that's got their phone on you at all times?
Well, you know what's funny? The first time I noticed that was about 8 years ago or 10 years ago or something. I don't remember how many years back. I went to the store to get, a bottle of water and whatever. Mm-hmm. Some kid's like, I'm working on this documentary. Can I ask you a question? He asked me a question. I walked back up to my fucking house, and the picture of me in the fucking street was already on the internet. Like, I said, what? I just walked to the fucking store, and I'm on the fucking internet. That's the first, that's it. And then, obviously now I'm used to it, but that's the first time I saw it. The first time I saw it, I was like, that's some weird shit. I just walked out the building, and I'm on the computer. So, but now that's what it is. The second you do anything, it's on the computer, so.
Now, speaking of things being on the computer, you could also interact with people. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's good too, because back in the day, you had to be on a label, and then what would happen is they would contact the label to see if they could get access to an artist. And if the label didn't give a shit, they wouldn't give you access or whatever. Or if or they wouldn't give the manager's contact. Now it's a blessing. That's a blessing and a curse though, because before artists was about work and music and this and that. Now it's kind of reach out to him, and if he's struggling, you could get this great artist for $200. Like, you know, some of the greatest rappers I ever seen, they're selling verses for a few $100s because they can. Oh, well, I'll knock out 10 verses in this month, and then I got a few thousand, and it's like, man, that lowers their worth, even though they're getting a quick hustle out of it, but their legacy's getting a little fucked up. So,
right.
So there's two sides of it, you know. But on the flip side, though, say somebody in some random country halfway across the globe wants to book you, they find you. So that it's both bad and good, you know.
Right. But the aspect I wanted to approach is that you can say anything to anybody. And in your case, you just told Gene Simmons to fuck off, what, 2 days ago?
It was Twitter, you know,
And he fucking goes ahead and blocks you. He doesn't even respond.
Yeah. Well, you know, he has something against what we do. He doesn't like rap music, so, you know, and he bad mouths it all the time, and like, come on, man, you know. And it's like, if Kiss was like one of the all-time great bands, you know, maybe you could try to, and still there's no rock star that's more lyrical than Kool G Rap, or more lyrical than Kane or Chuck D. Those are the most lyrical people that ever lived.
For sure.
I'll put all of them against Jim Morrison, Bob Dylan, all of them. So you could critique hip-hop, but those motherfuckers, yeah, they have little witty wording and melodies and stuff, but the most lyrical music in the history of mankind is hip-hop. So sorry, Gene Simmons and anybody else who doesn't like our culture. You know, and it's not like he's some musical genius. He's a fucking painted face guy with a good marketing tool and entertaining because he's like wild. Right. Gene Simmons is an entertainer, but he's not no brilliant musician or nothing. So he can't really, he shouldn't have no voice of, oh, that's not music. Fuck you. You don't do music. Right. You know, like you leached onto a culture and act like you own it, you know? So, yeah.
That's the perfect aspect I want to see on the situation. You know what I mean? He is a different breed than what you guys are going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you yourself, you're one of the last few.
Yeah, you know what? But then you got the other side where like Paul McCartney's like, I'll embrace hip hop, and then he does a corny ass record like the Kanye Rihanna shit. Like, yo, Paul, you played yourself. So maybe it was better to be Gene Simmons and be like, fuck rap, than do that corny Kanye singing shit. That was the worst record of the year.
That's what he kicked out of Tigger's party at the Oscars.
Oh yeah, Tigger didn't let him. Yeah, and everyone's like, how dare he not let Paul fucking. Fuck Paul McCartney letting him into a Tigger party. It's not his type of party. Right. You know, like not fuck Paul McCartney, but what I'm saying is like Paul McCartney got in every party in the history of the time. Paul McCartney got in White Houses, then the Queen's house. So if Tigger don't want him in a party, fuck him. you know what I mean? But there's no disrespect to him, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Hip hop is what it is. It's a different culture. And I tell you what, there was the fucking MTV award, the hip hop award, or Source Award, what was it? VH1 Hip Hop Honors.
Okay.
Fucking Sadat X Kool G Rap, they wasn't getting into that shit. They was having trouble getting into it. And I'm like, and they was letting Paris Hilton in. So if fucking Paul McCartney can't get into a Tiger party, fuck him, you know?
For sure. Now today is actually a sad day for hip hop.
Yeah, Phife Dog, rest in peace, Phife Dog. Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. I was label mates with Phife, and you know, I met him, hung out with him a few times, and he actually hosted one of my most notorious shows where we started this big fucking riot, and it was like this notorious show where like riots started, and like people were bringing weapons in, and fucking hookers from 42nd Street we had duct taped, and it was like a big jive showcase, and Flex was DJing, Phife was hosting, and I don't know if he liked me anymore after that show, but he liked me up until that point. But he probably, I mean, I'm sure, I'm sure, you know, I'm just kidding. But that showcase turned a lot of people off, and I looked at my A&R, I said, that's what makes a motherfucker a fucking star. I'm a star. You know? My boys, we didn't have no weapons. We were breaking fucking couch legs trying to fight people with guns. It was crazy. We were crazy when we were young. Yeah.
Now, I know you're a bit of a movie critic. You do some stuff for different magazines and things like that. What I want to bring up to you is Straight Outta Compton came out last year. You know, big hit, everyone loved it and shit. You know what
I didn't love it.
you know,
I think everybody in the van loved it. I didn't love it. I like movies that are more realistic,
right?
where the people that the story is about isn't writing it and producing it. Where like you're allowed to be flawed and you're allowed to be a human being. Not like you're not Superman. You're not a glorified throughout. Like show a human side where like you let the public decide if this person's good or bad. You know, let all the down, like if you watch Patton or Lawrence of Arabia and all the best biographies of all time, they had nothing to do with the making of it.
Right.
So when you watch it, Patton slaps the shit out of a kid, and you know, and you're like, oh shit, you know, is he a bad guy? Is he shit? You know, like let the public decide and kind of put a little bit more less bias to like, hey, you know, because if I write a biography about me, I'm Ray is the fucking king of Earth, you know, you know, like so.
The reason I bring it up though is that the way you see hip hop going these days, you can do a fucking beat and a repetitive verse, and you can get a hit, man. You know what I mean?
Well, no, they dumb down the culture. They dumb down music, period, and that's actually a proven fact. Like, I don't know, they studied the wordplay from 10 years ago and 10 years before, and it slowly went down like a grade level and a grade level and a grade level, the simplicity of songwriting. And it's not just, we just had the argument in the car, like it's not just the wordplay and the simplicity of melodies. It's like you don't have to sing good anymore. You don't have to rap good anymore. You just need to put a simple melody, you know, on a track and make it very simple. So as soon as people hear it, they remember it. And it's kind of like very simple, rather than doing a complex, you know, melodic structure of all different music. They don't want that. I had a singer in the studio the other day, and I wanted to sing, and she said, well, that's singing too much. I said, no, I know you could blow. I seen you on the piano singing. Sing. And she's like, well, and she was trying to do a little bit, like, cut down on actually blowing. And I said, yo, fuck that shit. I put on a Patti LaBelle video at the Apollo from like 88 or whatever. I said, do that shit right there. Look at her blowing. And she's like, nobody does that on pop records no more. I'm saying, it's not a pop record. Dude, blow. I want to hear your vocal cords. And she blew, and I fucking almost had a tear in my eye, man. I was like, wow. You know, she you know, Patty's the queen, but, you know, I just, you know, but you know, then they call you a bitter old man when you're, back in my day. but you know, I'm just saying. But it's a fact that they did dumb down. You know, that's a fact. Like you look at the, I mean, just study each decade for a couple years and how they simplified song making actually, where they say, okay, it has to sound like this, and it's all similar. Where back in the day, they wanted to 60s, 50s, 70s. They wanted to be innovative and do everything that the opposite of what was already done. They wanted to experiment and try things and do the opposite. You know, soul music, rock music, R&B. They weren't like, let me just do the standards. You know, like look at Marvin Gaye when he handed in, you know, what's going on to Motown. They was like, this don't sound like a Motown record. What the fuck is this? Right. But in today's era, he would have had to make the standard Motown record, you know, because that's the only formula they would have wanted, you know. But those kind of artists were innovators. And excuse me, we've been on the road since 6 a.m.
I hear you.
So I'm a little tired. So if I'm stuttering and a little groggy, and I just rocked a whole, you know, big set, and I'm a little tired. So, but I think I'm getting the message out a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely are. For sure. Now, what I'm getting at, though...
Scrooge Owens in the building. Scrooge. Sorry. I just had to give the shout out. You know, that's what rappers do. So, yo, shout out Scrooge Owens. Now, my boy, I grew up with him. He's on the tour with us. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
For somebody that had Notorious B.I.G. said that, I thought I was number one until you...
I thought I was the illest. He said.
Exactly, until you heard you. You know what I mean? You're a storyteller. You don't hear that anymore in this day and age. So does that kind of like make you think like what's going on in the stage of hip hop and what's going to be next?
Well, because a story rhyme won't get played on the radio. It's too much information. So that's why a lot of people are going away from storytelling, you know, like, you know, they won't play it. So if you do this incredible, intricate fucking story, what are you going to do with it? You're going to put it on an album for underground fans or hardcore heads. that's what I do. I like making music for hardcore heads, like people who love the culture, but people who want a radio hit, they don't want to do a story. There's no reason for it, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, before I let you go, I want us to prove to Gene Simmons here that the rap is no longer going anywhere. Can you give me a freestyle?
No, not right now, not right now. Gene's, not right now. I just tore up my vocal cords because they shut my mic off in the middle of the fucking interview, you know? I mean, in the middle of the show. So I didn't want to do no rapping. I'm doing an interview.
Cool.
Yeah. But that's no disrespect. We'll come to my show tomorrow night. Maybe I'll do a fucking little rhyme for your show or something. I'll be in Rochester. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's just that my last 2-3 songs of the night, he shut my mic off and had it super low, so I had to scream the vocals, and I got to drink some tea right now and get my voice healthy because I got 20 shows coming up, you know.
Right,
So,
right. Now, people want to follow him up. They want to know more about you. They want to know what you're doing next, the tour dates, the next release, shit like that. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go?
just, you know, the same, Ari the Rugged Man Official on Facebook and Ari the Rugged Man Twitter and all that stuff. And I'm working on a new album right now, and I'm bringing Afro to Europe in my artist Afro. I'm bringing him in April, and in May he's coming back to New York, and he's going to be working on his album. So we're both working on our albums around the same time. I don't know who's going to finish theirs first. We both had some roadblocks in the making of it. So, but that's my camp. We got Afro's album, we got my album, and they're both going to be smashes. They're both going to be just beautiful hip-hop.
Perfect. My man, appreciate your time.
Cool.